Good morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 3, official training number 2 of Unwavering Belief. I am so excited for this training. Every single training I am actually so excited for, but the way that I have set up this training, this experience, really builds upon each other. And I feel like the content and then the homework for you, like the actual action as a human that you get to do by way of what I'm teaching here, gets a little bit more delicious, and tomorrow is just going to bring it all together. So I'm excited to have you here. I'm going to tag everybody who is in this space real time. Say hello as you are hopping on. I'm also wanting to just say, for those of you that are watching the replays, I'm so flippin' proud of you. It is so easy to be a part of groups and spaces in a world where we are constantly bombarded with so much information and content to just like not show up and not do it. But I wholeheartedly, full and bodily, believe that when I create content, when I create groups like this, the information is solely important. It is wholly important. Hi, Amy. Good morning. And so for you to come back and watch the replays, it's just, hi, Brittany. It is just, you're doing your whole soul a favor. And never mind, you're human. And your human actually gets to do this life easier and with more fun and a higher vibe and like more in alignment with your soul. It's just delicious. So anyways, thank you for being here, whether you are live or catching the replays. I appreciate you. And if you are watching this content in a repurposed format, you're a flippin' rock star, and I'm grateful to have you here. So today we get to talk about the body part of this unwavering belief ladder, really. Yesterday we talked about, on Sunday night, the first night, we did an opening ceremony. We really tapped into worthiness. You are worthy of believing in yourself. Simply because you are here and you have a heartbeat, you are worthy of believing in yourself. Yesterday, we went deep into talking about how devotedly important it is to really be aware of the thoughts that we think. The thoughts that we think elicit the feelings that we feel. The thoughts that we think the thoughts that we think is the electricity that goes out. When we talk about the law of attraction, a lot of books and a lot of things do it a disservice because it's just like, oh, just like visualize this thing, or just think good thoughts. And it's like, that's a part of the puzzle, but it's not the whole thing. The thoughts that we think is the electricity that actually goes out. We live in an electromagnetic world here. Like, that is scientific fact. And so if that's true, and it is, then we are the beginning of the electricity, and we are simultaneously the magnet. And I go here from the head and here to the solar plexus, to the gut, because our solar plexus is essentially where the majority of our feelings lie, where our emotions lie. And so if we are thinking thoughts that are tearing us down, that are telling us we can't have the thing, then we are going to magnetize just that, meaning we're not going to magnetize what we want if we believe we can't have it. However, if we devotedly think the thoughts that actually put out the electromagnetic, the electricity, the electromagnetic thought, light, beam, whatever the case may be, or whatever the thing is, we actually magnetize that which we want. It is incredibly powerful that we understand this so that we can apply it more easily. Yes? How are we feeling this morning? How is everybody? I'm going to grab a little tissue because it is springtime in Maine, and though I don't have actual allergies, you know that feeling? Like, we're just being really real here. You know that feeling when like you can just feel the drip? It's like, you gotta take care of that. So let's dive in. Let's get centered. We're going to talk about feelings and emotions and cultivating belief by way of generating, magnetizing that which we want by how we feel. So take a deep breath. I call forth all our co-creative components that will allow for us to take this information and transmute it into pure, positive, unlimited energy, unlimited potential. Allow for us to have, do, or be what it is we truly want, to believe in it unwaveringly, so that we can say, I know how to do this life. I am worthy. I am devoted to the thoughts that I think, so that it generates feelings that feel good, so that I can call to me, magnetize to me that which feels good. And I will begin and continue to generate and create and be in the momentum of worthiness, of belief, of love. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Take a deep breath and release. So let's talk about our body. Let's talk about being the magnet for that which you want. Let's talk about our feelings. I'm going to say this first. As women, as people, we are deeply feeling beings. As women, specifically, with our intuition, with the huge emotional range and capacity that we have, our feelings are our superpowers. And unfortunately, many of us have grown up in situations and in society and in belief systems and in, petri dishes where we are taught that it wasn't okay to feel our feelings, that our feelings were too much, they were too big, they were uncalled for. I would love to hear, what limiting story do you have around your feelings? Because many of us have this deep, beautiful capacity to feel all the way through things, but we are taught a couple things. One, it's not safe to feel our feelings because people will judge us, people will shame us, people will almost hurt us into a type of person, oh, she's so emotional, or she's such a bitch, or she's such a witch because she feels so big, right? These stories have been perpetuated throughout society for eons, right? And so there's that component to it, but also feeling our feelings, we have been told that get over it. Yeah, Brittany, totally get over it. It's like your feelings are an inconvenience. If you have this big emotional response to something, particularly if it's with anger or stress or worry or whatever the case may be, if it's not considered a good feeling, people want us to hurry up through the process and get over it. And lovingly, I want to use this example for those of you who have kids or those of you who remember being a kid. How often do you see your child in meltdown mode and you want to rush them through it, right? And it's interesting because we think we're helping them by telling them to get over it or cut it out or stop, whatever terminology you've seen or used or experienced. But ultimately, it's actually not about them and them being uncomfortable with their feelings. It's about us being uncomfortable with their feelings. So take note of the next time you see someone else deep in their feels and how it makes you feel. If you want to rush them through the process, that's probably an indicator that you've got some healing to do because someone tried to rush you through the process. Because think about this. Let's get really real for a second. How good does it feel to have a good cry, right? We've all been there where it's fetal position on the floor, ugly sobs, from the depth of your being. And if someone told you mid-cry to cut it out, your body, that's unfinished business to your body. Sure, you could force yourself to stop crying, but your body knows that it still needs to release some emotion. That's what crying is. That's what anger is. That's what frustration is. It's an opportunity to feel a feeling, express it, and release it. Of course, we want to support ourselves and our loved ones to do so in a safe manner if it comes down to that. But imagine if you are having an epic breakdown. And it feels so awful, but it also feels so good. You always feel better after a good cry, right? So why do we try to speed people up through the process? They'll get to the other side of it, but it is so much more healthy for them to get to the other side of it by allowing themselves to feel the fullness of it. And by not shortchanging themselves and trying to rush the process. There's this amazing quote that my best friend reminds me and tells me all the time, and I forget who said it. It's literally on like you can find it on like, on like a tea bag on the tag for some of them. It says it's like nature never rushes and yet everything always gets done. Why do we think we're the exception to the rule of that? Right? We don't have to rush through our feelings. In fact, allowing ourselves to be present with our feelings is the most abundant thing that we can do, even if that means having the epic meltdown and crying it all out. Because what we're doing there is we are releasing. Remember yesterday we talked about writing down the thoughts that don't serve you and then actually burning them and allowing the universe to transmute that into neutral energy so that we can create pure positivity, right? Like think about that next time you're having a good cry. Okay, universe, here is this emotion. I have kept it bottled up inside and I am releasing it. Please take it, transmute it, neutralize it, create good from this space. And I call in love. I call in the depth of ability to bring in love to a place where there was hurt before. I am releasing the hurt and I'm willing to replace it with love. Okay, so all of these feelings we have, they are our superpowers. We've been told not to utilize them. We've been told not to honor them. And we've also been told, this is the point that I was trying to make a second ago, but now I can finish the thought. We have been told that only half of our feelings are acceptable, right? We have, first of all, put a charge on all of our feelings. We have said that joy and excitement are good feelings and despair and grief are bad feelings. That's not actually true. Feelings themselves are neither good nor bad. We put the charge on them, just like we do with food, right? Kale and chocolate, not one of them is good and one of them is bad. In fact, I would say that they're both good in their own ways. But like, there's no actual thing. We prescribe the feelings with our beliefs and our stories of whether something is good or bad, whether something is acceptable and whether something should be shamed, right? So we have been taught that only half of our feelings are acceptable to feel and the other half need to be shoved down, pushed aside, dulled, dimmed, numbed, right? So we numb our feelings in multiple different ways. It can be through use of substance. It can be through scrolling. It can be through busying ourselves so that we don't have time to get intimate with what's going on inside and what we're actually feeling. If you want to be and embody the truth of who you are, all of you must be welcome with you, including the feelings that feel yucky to feel, but they have a purpose. You get to release them. You get to release them and then make space for more love. So our feelings are actually the magnet for what we're calling into our lives. When we live in a feeling state, we are thinking thoughts that support the fact that we don't believe in ourselves. So we feel feelings of lack, scarcity, worry. You all know what lack, scarcity, and worry feels like, right? Fear, angst, anguish, grief. Any of these feelings, again, we've dubbed them as bad. They're not bad. They are informants. When we are feeling these feelings, we are actually informing ourselves of the thoughts we are thinking. So if we want to feel new feelings, higher vibrational feelings, so that we can call in that which we do want to be, have all of it, we must think different thoughts so that we can elicit new feelings. Remember yesterday how I was saying that Brendan Burchard said that the energy plant doesn't have energy, it generates it? Our thoughts are the initial button that we push on the machine of feeling. Okay, think this thought, it will create this feeling. And as we create this feeling, that feeling will reverberate through our body. And that is the magnet within us that calls to us the vibrational match for it. So if you are not believing in yourself, we can go at this from two ways. This is why this is so delicious and our body is so important, because we have our emotional feelings, but it actually creates a feeling that our body can actually process, right? Do you see the connection there? They're two different things, emotions and feelings, but they are intimately connected. Our emotions generate actual feelings in our body, that is the magnetic pull for that which we want to attract. So that being the case, oops, sorry, I'm getting a phone call. If that's the case, then what can we do to feel feelings that are actually of a higher level of vibration of belief? Right? If you believe that you can have, do, or be anything, and you are vibrating in that state of belief, then you are magnetizing those things. You can come at it from, how can I generate new, better feelings? How can I be aware of what I'm thinking so that it does generate better feelings? And if I'm not feeling good, what can I do to feel better? Sorry, and I shouldn't have used the word good there because I just said that we give it the charge. But I think you understand what I mean. Like, we have that intuitive knowing that the higher vibrational feelings feel better in our body. The lower vibrational feelings, the ones that we deem bad, are necessary for release. They are necessary for healing. They are necessary for being really truthful and honest and releasing. And they are a bridge and a gateway and an opportunity and a launching board for us to actually choose better feelings. And I'm going to take it one step further and say a better feeling thought. If your thoughts have been leading you down a path that is generating not so great feelings, low vibrational feelings, feelings of discontent, of disbelief, of lack of worry, then we've got to choose better thoughts to support what we actually want to feel. If your feeling is one of high vibrational, I can have anything, I believe in myself, I know and I trust that I am doing good work and that I am a good person and that I am worthy of having anything, you actually start to generate new energy within you. So there's like one section of this training. The next thing that I want to share with you is like the how. Hi, Jillian. So that's the why. And that is a little bit of the how, right? If we want to feel new feelings, we've got to be so devotional to our thoughts. Yesterday we talked about our thoughts. Today we're talking about our feelings. So what can we do to support this? What can we do to purposefully focus in on our feelings? Our feelings, like I said, our feelings are something that is in and reverberating and circulating through our body. Sometimes as humans, we forget that life isn't happening to us and we are not this like bag of bones that's meant to be a target for the bad, right? Like if we're talking about ourselves as an electric thought goes out and a magnet that comes in, that doesn't mean that we have to just like sit here, embrace ourselves for impact and like take whatever law of attraction thing is coming to us based on our feelings. No, we can actually change our physical state and change our feelings by way of that. So yes, super important to do the initial work of, okay, this is the thought that I used to think, that doesn't serve me, that doesn't bring about a good feeling, that doesn't bring about a good result. I'm going to change that thought so that I can tell myself a new story that feels better and creates new feelings within me. But also, we can kind of, if that's feeling tricky, if telling yourself a new story, if rewriting your thoughts over and over and over again is feeling exhausting, is feeling just like not doable right now, you actually can generate new feelings by doing different things in your physical body. These bodies are attunement tools. And you have the capacity and the ability to change your physical state so that you can change your emotional and feelings-based feelings. Yes? How do we do that? We move our body. We move our body in a number of different ways. Some people love exercise. I am an avid runner. I am an avid walker. I love it. I love moving my body because what it does is it like moves around the energy. Think about it. If you are sitting in one place all day long, you are stagnant, which means your energy is stagnant. And if your beliefs are not where you want them to be, then your energy is like stuck in this place holding these beliefs that aren't serving you. Get up and move your body. Go for a walk. Go for a run. Take a dance class. Put on music and dance in your office, in your kitchen, in your bathroom, wherever you are. moving your actual physical body will shake up, just kind of like that meltdown that I was talking about before. It will shake up energy and it will allow for massive release. Even sweating. It's not just about the physical perspiration release. There is emotion and feelings in everything and every way that we get to release. Crying, sweating, super powerful medicine. Also super opportunity to shake up your physical state and elicit new feelings. It's not just about the endorphin rush. It's about creating space because you are literally releasing what no longer serves you and you are allowing the opportunity for what does serve you to be able to come in. Other things that you can do physically. Some people have physical limitations where they're not able to just get up for a run or a walk or do a dance party. How about laughing? Right? Watch my face. Just doing that raises my vibe. Like you can even hear it in my voice. So I can just be talking to you like this. And then if I go like this, like I can raise my vibe and you don't have to get squeaky. You don't have to get weird about it, but smiling, laughing, watching a show that will make you laugh as opposed to the doom scroll on any of the socials, comparing yourself to other people. I mean, that's a fast track to disbelief in yourself, right? So if we are here, if we are devoted to feeling better, if we are devoted to believing in ourselves, doing something that makes you feel good is so important. Yes, we can rewrite the beliefs and generate new feelings, but we can also like come in there with some quick win shortcuts to just create the good feelings. And then from that good feeling place, be like, oh yeah, and I believe in myself. So do you see, it can be a back and forth. You can come at it from the thoughts creating the beliefs, or you can come at it from like, I'm just going to shake it up, move things around and feel good and tell myself new thoughts from that higher vibe feeling place. This is a and both situation. There's no one right way or wrong way of doing it. It's literally the world is your oyster. Opportunities are limitless. You feeling good is the end game. It's the end goal. So doing what it takes to help yourself feel good. Here's the thing too. Like if you allow yourself to feel good, not only will it be the magnet for more of what you want, it will be that quicker opportunity for you to believe in yourself long term, but like you'll feel good now. Right? Like sometimes we feel like, oh, I got to do the work so I can feel good so that I can call in more of what I want. And it's like, yeah, but that's the byproduct. Feeling good is about feeling good and allowing yourself to feel good now. So moving your body, dance party, exercising, doing just silly movements, yoga, stretching, laughing, talking to a friend, right? Sometimes a good way to move vibrational energy physically in our body to develop new feelings is to get on the phone with a new friend that isn't going to listen to your sob stories, but is going to cheer you on as you just go off and do a rampage about how much you believe in yourself, how excited you are for these things. Any little thing that you can do to support your physical body in generating new feelings is going to help you magnetize things at a higher vibration. Is going to help you believe in things. And it's interesting. People will talk about law of attraction and they will say, oh, just like visualize what you want. But like if you first of all, some people can't actually visualize. That's really hard for them. And so they feel like I'm, like, oh, I guess I can't attract anything good. No, that's not true. You just are doing it, the way that like a couple people have suggested you do it. Let's find out what works for you and your body, right? And so I have discovered for me, I love a good like sit down, like meditation time, like quiet stillness that is so good for me. But I also know in order to actually raise my vibe, I don't do that very well in meditation. In meditation, I calm myself. Uber important. However, if I want to raise my vibe in excitement, in belief, in desire, I verbally process. This lights me up. My energy is higher now than if we were to sit down and do a quiet meditation together. Both are helpful, but I have learned, I feel like this point is going to be really helpful for some of you because you don't have to do what you were told by one person, and that's the only way to generate good feelings. Figuring out what works for you, that's the best. So for me, this lights me up. This gets my energy pumping. This helps me to feel really good in my body. And I can say, oh, and because I feel so good in my body, I would like this, this, and this. And I believe that I can have this, this, and this because I am worthy and I feel amazing right now. And that which I want is attracted by this energy. Do you see? Like, I'm on a little bit of a rampage right now. This might not be your bread and butter either, but my point in sharing all this with you is that you can actually allow yourself to generate feelings in a way that best supports you. You can utilize your physical body in a way to shake up what hasn't been working and call in more of what has been working. So your homework today, as we go into our final day tomorrow, where we're really going to bring it all together and it's delicious. Your homework today, yesterday it was to think the thoughts that you have been thinking that haven't served you, cross them out, replace them with a new thought. Your homework today is play around with different ways that make you that you can physically feel your vibration rising. How does that sound? Does that sound like really fun homework? I need new water. Look at those. Thank you for the last drops in that. Does that sound good? Okay, I'm going to conclude today's training with that comment. I hope that this breathes life into you. I hope this helped you to think about things differently. Remember, we can come at this as from the standpoint of thinking new thoughts generates new feelings. I get to literally call in that which I want because I believe in it based on my feelings. Or we can say, I'm going to make myself feel really freaking good so that that helps me change the thoughts and call in what I want. These entities and essences and part of you work together. It is a team. All of you is a team co-creative component between you, all the different essences and parts of you, and the divine in the universe. Because remember, you are universally supported as well. So tag me with specific questions. If you want to talk through like how to take something that you love to do physically and transmute it into an opportunity to manifest and to connect in with those higher vibrational belief thoughts, let me know. I will help you work through it. Yesterday, a couple people tagged me looking for specific ways to rewrite things yesterday, and it was awesome. I loved doing it. So make sure you do that today, and we will see you tomorrow on Wednesday for our final call training together. And tomorrow we're going to talk about the soul. We're going to talk about high vibe embodiment and how to bring it all together. So I love you all. Tag me with questions and we'll go from there. Bye, loves.